Black on White, Andy and Keisha on a Snowy Day, January 11th, page 81. Hello, may I speak to Andy? Hi, Andy, this is Keisha. Have you looked outside yet? Girl, I ain't even awake good yet. What's up? It snowed last night. Must be about 6 inches out there, and it's still coming down hard. Shucks, I hate snow. It gets all in my shoes, and I walk around with cold, wet toes all day. So wear some boots. You sound like my mama. And you sound like a 2-year-old. I just wanted to let you know about the snow. Get up and get going. Your dad'll probably have you shoveling. You got that right. You think they'll cancel school? Be for real. They never close the city schools. The lucky ones are the kids who live in places like Boone County, out in the country. They always get off school in the winter. Yeah, no such luck for us. I'll see you at school, wet feet and all. Ain't nobody even here. I should have stayed home. I hate snow. Oh, Andy, you complain too much. It's so pretty. Look how shiny and glistening everything looks. The trees, even the telephone lines, all look different, like they've been decorated. You a trip, Keisha. You always see the bright side of everything. What can I say? I'm a rose in the snow. The bright spot in your dark seems like it's always depressed life. You got that right. There's the bell. Let's get to class. Think Miss Blackwell is absent? Not a chance. Yeah, she's a fire-breathing dragon. All she gotta do is breathe hard and the snow in front of her'll melt. Oh, Andy, she's not so bad. That woman and her poetry are gonna drive me crazy. Well, since we have so many absences because of the snow, we'll have an easy day. Now you're talking, Miss Blackwell. I have a poem I'd like to share with you. See, I told you the woman be tripping on poetry. I heard that, Andy. Try this one and see if you like it. It's called 1968 Winters by Jacqueline Early. Got up this morning feeling good and black, thinking black thoughts, did black things, played all my black records and minded my own black business, put on my best black clothes, walked out my black door, and Lord have mercy, white snow. Hey, that's funny. You're right, Miss Blackwell. That one's not so bad. That's exactly how I felt this morning when I saw all that snow outside. Thanks, Andy. Coming from you, that's a real compliment. Gerald, what do you think? Hey, that's the way I feel every day. Sometimes I just feel like there's white everywhere I look. You know what I mean? Not exactly. It's like the snow today. Like you go outside and there's white all around you. Like swallowing you up. Go on. Like the lady said in the poem. You minding your own black business and all this white stuff just takes over your life. And I ain't just talking about snow. What's wrong with white, Gerald? Nothing, Mary Alice. This ain't no personal thing about you or any other white person. I'm just trying to explain a feeling I got. That shows a real depth of understanding, Gerald, of the poem and of some of the larger ideas that the poem touches on. I'm glad you liked the poem. What did you think, Mary Alice? I never really thought about it, but I guess Gerald is right. Sometimes it must be mind-boggling. Good. Any other comments, Keisha? I like the poem. All of us at one time or another feel like a cinder among the snowflakes. You stand out when you just want to blend in. You get noticed whether you want to or not. But it's not always racial. In one of my classes, I'm the only girl, and that's just as bad. Good point, Keisha. Miss Blackwell? Yes, Andy? Why is it that in literature and poems and everything we read in English class, black usually stands for something bad and white usually stands for something good? The good guys always ride a white horse. The bad guy is always a black-hearted villain. How come? I'm not sure, Andy, but it certainly is apparent in literature. I don't think it's completely racially motivated, however. The tones of black and white have the greatest amount of contrast between them. Therefore, writers and poets who have always dealt with extremes and passion in people use black and white to create those images of contrast. Can you think of any other example where color is used as a metaphor to express an idea, or where black is used as a positive and white is used as a negative? How about green with envy, yellow fear, icy blue, purple passion, ruby red lips? How about white heat or white as death? I know a real weird one. Chocolate is dark, right? Right, brown and luscious. Ever eat white chocolate? It's even better. Dag, everything good that's dark, they take it and they make it white. How about black magic? Is that better than white magic? It's more powerful. Well, then what about black gold? Oil? I'd be rich. Excellent, class. As you've shown, color is used all the time to create images in our mind. It's society that implants positives or negatives onto certain ideas. You have the option to accept, reject, or change the stereotypes that currently exist. How do you mean? Okay, let me give you an example. In Puritan England about 300 years ago, it was against the law to wear the color red. Anyone caught wearing red would be arrested and probably killed. Why? That's stupid. It wasn't stupid to them. They associated red with the devil and works of evil. Therefore, anyone who wore that color must be guilty of evil doing. Hey, Keisha, you better get rid of that red sweater you're wearing. I heard a police car go by. I'd be glad to hold it for you. Shut up, Gerald. You were just used to running from police cars. Okay, now calm down. Let me give you another example of how color bias can be changed, and this one is racial in nature. About 20 to 25 years ago, social activists started a campaign to get rid of unfair negative racial stereotypes. That's when we first started hearing the phrases, black is beautiful, and say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Before that, black people in America had been called all sorts of terrible names, and all those thousands of years of the Black Knight and black cats and the blackness of death that people associated with negative ideas were associated with a group of people whose skin happened to be darker than the skin of the folks who seemed to be in charge here. Even Africa was called the Dark Continent. I see what you mean. My mother told me all about that stuff. She said when she was little, all she could buy were white dolls. Every little black girl had a beautiful white baby doll with long blonde curls to love and to hug. You're right, Rhonda. I had one like that myself. You did? Now that's funny. Well, times have changed. Stereotypes of color, race, and gender are slowly disappearing. It's up to you people to make a world that's better. Well, there's the bell. Good discussion, class. No homework tonight. Enjoy the snow. Are your feet cold, Andy? Not really. Yeah, maybe a little. Hey, Keisha, can I ask you something? Sure. Do you think Robbie's cold? What? It's so cold today, and there's so much snow. Do you think he's cold? What makes you think of stuff like that? I was just thinking about how cold my feet are and how uncomfortable it makes me feel. And I was just wondering if Robbie is feeling like this all over. Andy, I don't think you should be talking like this. So cold, so cold. I can't stand it. I can't stop thinking about Robbie out there frozen and cold in the cemetery. It's driving me crazy. Andy, stop it. You're driving me crazy. Robbie can't feel anything, Andy. Robbie is warm and at peace. Are you sure? As sure as I can be. Warm? Warm. At peace? At peace. Like I wish you could be. Now let's get out of here. If we miss the bus and have to walk in all this snow, then we'll really know what cold is. Okay, here I come. Cold, cold, so cold.